Không bật chay mà.
Dale, así. Duro. Dale. That hurts. Sí.
Hello, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that video clip. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience taking the hallucinogenic substance that the Yanomami take to contact the spirit world known as ebene or yopo. I remember, before I had taken the hallucinogen, that I was relaxing in my hammock, writing in my journal. And I looked across the way, and my brother was holding this tube, and he was summoning me, and I knew that he was wanting to initiate me or have me partake in this ritual. I was ready to deny his request, but I looked over and Mom was urging me, telling me to go, and you can hear the men chanting in the background. So I was a little bit on the side so that I didn't want to interrupt, that process. You could tell that there were people kind of surrounding me, watching me, and it was kind of a comical relief in the village, for them to see me take this drug for the first time. The yopo is a powder, and it's not really a drug in a recreational sense. It's what we call an entheogen, which is usually a psychoactive substance that induces some kind of alteration of your perception, your senses, your mood, or your consciousness for some kind of spiritual or religious reasons. It is derived from the Anadenanthera peregrina tree, and it's really, they harvest the seeds or the beans from these pods, and they curate it, they dry it, they grind it to a powder, and then sometimes they mix it with the ash of a bark, and that the final product is what gets administered to contact the spirit world. So as you saw in the video, my brother had already placed a small amount of the entheogen in one end of the tube, and I had placed the tapered end up through one of my nostrils, and he forcefully blew the powder into my nose, and my initial reaction was to the pain, just the physical pain of having that powder just blast your nasal cavity. And then after a while, I did feel the psychoactive effects of the yopo. And there are many compounds involved. DMT is one of them, and bufotenin is another major molecule that are found in these psychoactive entheogens. But DMT is in a very, very small amount, and there are many articles and research that has been done looking at the chemical compounds of ebene. My personal experience and takeaway from this is that, well, one, it was kind of funny at first to share this very interesting part of Yanomami culture with my brother. The other part of it was, my actual physical reaction to the yopo. The pain receptors seemed to be numbed, right? I remember not feeling the bites of the gnats or the mosquitoes, and so after a while it did sink in and my perceptions were altered, and I remember everything just feeling more vivid. The ground, the trees, the leaves, the people around me, the colors of the shabano, just the colors of everything. I just remember feeling that like what's around me and my audio and visual inputs does not align exactly with what I had been exposed to growing up. I remember the chirps of the bird were when they started chirping, there was these long sustained tweets that were just carried out and resonated through the forest, and you really felt like you're part of this sort of flow of the rainforest. I felt like it's like you are still in the forest, but you're seeing it through a different lens. You're now seeing it through the lens of the Hekura, or the spirits, where, you know, the trees and the leaves are have a soul, have a spirit. And thinking back on this, it made me think that, you know, when the Yanomami in their spirituality and their animism is so closely linked, intimately linked with their environment. Anything from the chants, the mythologies, death and disease and growth and birth is all related to the environment and their ecosystem. And the Amazon essentially is their place of worship. They are so intimately in tune with not only what the forest provides in terms of food and shelter, but what the forest provides in terms of, you know, spirituality. And you know, and then you think about the deforestation and the gold mining and the poisoning of the waters. You know, it's not just an ecosystem they're destroying their place of worship. And though I'm not a shaman, and, you know, though I'm not familiar with their spirituality and their mythologies, and but I do understand how important, you know, protecting the Amazon is, and what it means to not just protect the ecosystem, the physical part of it, but the metaphysical importance of it as well, because it affects, you know, the Yanomami people and who they are and their identity and how they are so connected with the rainforest at a spiritual level. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I'll write a little bit more of my experience on my blog website at davidgoodamazon.com. And thanks for listening, and thanks for watching. Next time. Bye.